Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition of this Pokemon Heart Gold walkthrough. In this edition, we're going to be going after the legendary Pokemon of Heart Gold. So starting off at the Seafoam Islands, we're going to go down the basement access because last time we were here we were taking on Blaine, the gym leader. Of course, we got to get some repel going here first. Last time we were taking on Blaine, the gym leader, but this time we have to go through the basement to catch Articuno. Kind of a paradox that Nintendo likes to have in all of their games, Fire and Ice. You can definitely see that in Galaxy 2, or even Galaxy 1, and they maintain it in Pokemon. Now, down here is actually a dead end, but I'm just showing you guys around the Seafoam Islands. You can get a item over there. I'm not going to go after all the items today, but I do want to just do a brief overview. So basically it's just a bunch of boulder puzzles in this island, some trainers, and Articuno. Now since those guys are here, and this is an icy region, I'm going to switch it up and put Typhlosion up front. It's been a while since I've versed them, so I actually don't remember what Pokemon they have. Hopefully Typhlosion will do the job. Bypass her, and we'll still verse this guy, who is on skis for some reason, on the ice, which don't get that. Don't know why. Oh no, wait, he's on a snowboard. Sure as hell looked like he was on skis. And it figures he has a dual-type Pokemon, Cloyster, which we also have too, but it is water and ice. I'm gonna see if I could kill it with my stab eruption. And, not surprisingly, a one-hit KO, so nothing to worry about. And a note for all the haters out there, since we are now moved on since the Elite Four episodes, which had some discourse on there, the Elite Four rematches, and we're on to the Legendary Captures videos. For all those of you who say, oh, this is bullshit, I don't want to see you verse people with level 80 Pokemon, oh, it's so easy. Well, all I can say is kiss my ass, because you know what? Hey, these are the Pokemon I've been using for this whole walkthrough. Considering that this walkthrough has been almost lasting a year, it's definitely overdue. And I trained up my Pokemon to take on Red. I'm not going to switch up to a weaker team just to appease you. You can really kiss my ass. I'm just kind of showing off where everything is, basically, the extra features of Heart Gold, if you will. I really don't have to do all this bonus shit, but I figured you guys would want to see it. But hey, there's haters for every video, right? Now, I don't actually think there's any way to skip this battle here, so let's just jump into it. What did you come all the way out here for, I wonder? As if you don't know. Seriously, these trainers are weird. They're just like sitting on snowboards in random islands. You know, it's just bizarre. So if you guys have nothing better to do, you're just gonna chill out here in the Seafoam Islands. You would think they'd be all rushing to Articuno. But maybe they don't know. See, they gotta watch this walkthrough, then they could know that Articuno is in the Seafoam Islands. Now I'm gonna switch here because I don't want Quilla to get wrecked by this dugong. So we're gonna go to Purple Haze. Dive shouldn't do as much as it was going to. Yep, no problem. With a quick T-bolt, he'll be done. Yes, because that is not the main point of coming to the Seafoam Islands. Although if you guys still need some experience for whatever battle you need, maybe you're still training up for Red, definitely come to the Seafoam Islands and go around the perimeter of the islands too, because there are many trainers floating along in the sea currents, as well as skating along on the icy floors with snowboards that look like skis. And Lapras is done. Okay, so again, we had to take on people who use ice Pokemon, but they turned out to be more affected by electric types. That was just like back at Price's Gym. Here I thought we were going to cause a total meltdown, and we just made electroshock happen. So here's the next part of this ice/boulder puzzle. And oh, wait a second. I messed this up, didn't I? Yep, I did. Okay, well, good thing is we can reset this puzzle by simply going through the stairs or ladder. Yeah, it's more of a ladder than stairs. So we get our rappel going, and an item is over here, but again, I'm not going to all the items, just showing off where they are. See guys, I totally planned that. I totally planned getting that puzzle wrong, just so I could show you. Okay, so let's reset this and go. Yeah, these ice puzzles aren't too difficult. There's an additional one up here to get an item, but we're not going to waste our time on that. It's not too hard to figure out though, so if you have trouble, just reset the puzzle on the steps. Again, you know, I keep calling it steps, I mean ladder. The ladders, see, these are steps. That'll be the name of this episode, Steps and Ladders, what's the difference? And here we have our first glimpse of Articuno. We're coming for you. Not much to figure out there, just go up the ladder, crossing the bridge. And it's funny, you can still actually verse wild Pokemon on the bridge. We won't be doing that because we have Max Repel, but you can possibly meet wild Pokemon on the bridge. I always thought that was funny. It's a battle bridge. Alright guys, now it is time to verse Articuno. Okay, so Articuno, the ice flying type, and the first of the bird trio of Kanto. Now first off, we're going to hypnotize it, because we don't want it causing too much damage while we try to weaken it. We're more or less just trying to keep it sedated so it's easier to catch when we throw Pokeballs at it. Now, I know that my Purple Haze is much too strong for this battle, so I'm going to switch to my weaker Umbreon, who will be helping us out for most of these legendary captures. See, now this is where it gets interesting, because while you guys were complaining about the fact that my Pokemon were so over-leveled and making the Elite Four rematches a breeze, you have to also consider that now I have to catch all these legendary Pokemon with completely overpowered Pokemon. And yes, I could switch to others like Parasect and Scyther, but I really don't feel like raising another team. And I'm fairly certain Umbreon and Gengar can get the job done. See, that's the good thing about Umbreon that not many people know or take for granted, is that Umbreon actually has some pretty good defense and special defense stats. If it's trained properly, it could really become a good wall on your team. A wall/stall, especially if you have Moonlight enabled on it. Now, I'm going to test out the waters here, see if Articuno's going to be ridiculous, and it looks like he is. And if we're going to have to switch back to Gengar and use some Hypnosis on him. If he gets to be too ridiculous, I'll end up just cutting out the footage. But this is where it all comes down to luck, guys. Theoretically, I guess I could use a Dusk Ball since I'm in a cave. But I'm just going to be hucking Ultra Balls at him the whole time. Not working. Now, the reason I bring up Scyther or Scizor is the fact of False Swipe. And for those of you who don't know, False Swipe is probably one of the most useful moves when trying to catch Pokemon, because it will always guarantee to leave your opponent with 1 HP. Of course, if he has 1 HP, then there's nothing. Actually, I don't even know. I don't know if the game will let you use a false swipe on a Pokemon with 1 HP. Comment if you know the answer below. It might. I don't know. But the good thing is you can get it down to the very, very, very bare bones minimum amount of hit points. Which, you know, this Articuno isn't at the bare minimum, but it's pretty minimum. I don't want to go too lower than this. And so now I'm going to switch it up to Gengar and try and use Hypnosis on him. And hopefully that will raise our probability of capturing him. And the other thing you have to worry about in these battles is the fact that, yeah, you can get them down to 1 hit point, but when they start to run out of power points themselves, which they quickly will do that, they're going to use Struggle. And then it doesn't matter how much HP they have, they're going to end up killing themselves. So sometimes it gets really annoying when versing legendary Pokemon, and that's why I recommend definitely saving before versing them. So here I'm going to cut ahead to when I actually catch this Articuno, because guess what? It was 18 minutes of throwing Ultra Balls at him, and one of the takes he actually killed himself with Struggle, so I had a self-fulfilled prophecy there, guys. But finally I catch him, and his data is going to be added to our Pokedex. The magnificent, seemingly translucent wings of this legendary bird Pokemon are said to be made of ice. Very cool. So it's an ice bird. So here is our ice bird. I nicknamed it finally. It's got a quiet nature from the Seafoam Islands, met at level 50, and often dozes off. Now that nature can be whatever you want it to be, if you soft or set. Oh, and had the abilities, attacks, ancient power, agility, ice beam, and reflect. So next, we're going after Zapdos.